Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Guinea Pigs with Greg. Today, I'd like you to come and join me around the National Cavy Club Combined Stock Show at Stafford. This is one of the 3 largest shows here in the UK, and it's a great opportunity for you to really test how good your cavies are against the absolute best in the country. Everyone who's anyone is here, and I find these big shows are a great way to make new friends and see people from all over the country, and you really get to make some good acquaintances and hopefully pick up some stock as well. It's a great meeting place for everyone, as it's a very central location here in England. Almost all the breed clubs are represented here, having their own specialist show alongside all the other shows. And this is a really big entry of 848, making it the biggest show of the year so far. This show, being a combined stock show, this comprises of the adult stock show, the intermediate stock show, and the under 5 stock show. And in each of these, there are separate best in shows down to 6th places. And these are the amazing trophies and awards and staging that these cavies can win and will compete on. The best in show rosettes are absolutely fantastic. I really hope we get a chance to win one, but it's highly unlikely this time because there's such strong competition. As I mentioned, these events are a great way to acquire new stock, and the sale pens are just one of the ways that you can do that here. The pigs in the sale pens are all vetted for health conditions before going in there. There's also a large range of traders here. JPS Pets supplying all the bedding, and there's some fantastic products here. Then we have farriers are here with all of their lovely potions for keeping your cavies clean. And then we have the Cavy stand, which is the magazine and the oracle for our fancy. And of course, the show wouldn't run without all of the people supporting it, but also the cavies don't judge themselves. So here we are with all of our judges. I try to get round and see everyone. A lot of the judges are close friends of mine, and it's nice to see what they're doing and if they're enjoying the day. And you get to hear a little bit about what they're saying when they're judging the cavies. And I find that very interesting because it's the best way of learning. Hearing someone evaluate a cavy, be it your own or be it someone else's, you get to see a different perspective. And that's what you're ultimately paying for when you enter a show, is the judge's perspective. And that's really important. Of course, we have our own cavy celebrity, Mark Rubery, who's always interesting to watch judge. He gives a good show. As you would expect with a show of this magnitude, the classes are rather large, and Suzanne had an awful amount of brindle abbeys to judge, which was fantastic to watch. And of course, I have an affinity for the South, so I spent quite a lot of time around these tables. Sophie did a great job here picking out this cream. I always try and make a lot of time to see Dom. We talk mostly about birds rather than guinea pigs because he's an avid bird breeder as well, which is nice that people have other hobbies other than just the guinea pigs. And it's always a pleasure to watch David Alton judge. He was a big influence in my training as I went through my judging. It's nice to see fellow West Country judge Emma Whitcomb. No prizes for guessing which stock show she's judging. Then of course I had to stop by and see Gary Taylor, especially whilst he was judging a class of 14 under 5 Goldens. As I said, being in the middle of the country, I get to see people like Malcolm and Janet, who I don't normally get to see on a regular basis because they're from further up the country. But Stafford's such a wonderful place, and being so central, you will get to meet a neutral area, which is phenomenal. And here's another celebrity in the cavy world, Jamie Eglinton, and he's putting on a real display. I think he's live streaming whilst he's judging. So you may see a little cameo of me peeking into his live stream at some point. I always enjoy watching the Tort and Whites being judged. They're such a striking breed, and Roy was doing a fantastic job, and I learned quite a lot listening to him. Some of the pets were absolutely humongous. I watched the judging of these, and I'm not quite sure how Sally was going to split them at all, but that one seemed to pop out and show how friendly they were. So maybe that one might be the winner. Who knows? I was able to watch the maestro Steve Davis judging his favourite breed, the agoutis, and he never disappoints. It's nice to see Sue Francis judging it, one of the premier events in the country. Sue's a fairly new judge, but has been coming on leaps and bounds and really making her mark on the judging scene, which is lovely to see her confidence grow. And now we have Becky Long, the better half of Taylor and Long, the maestro behind the grooming. And our National Cavy Club chairman, Simon Neeson, is also on judging duty today. and I believe he's also down to do the Best in Show lineup at Real London later in the year. Not sure what the collective noun is for a group of brindle Abyssinians, but there were so many of them here at the show. I think I've come up with the term amazement. So an amazement of Abyssinians is how we're going to describe them. It was amazing to see so many Manipuli on the table at once. All brushed out, all presented well, lots of twists and curls in the coat, nice and tight and of a good length. And then I had to stop and look at the Swiss. This was the eventual winner of the Swiss Teddy Cavy Club in the Best in Show. And I had to say, I was allowed to put my hands into this coat and it was fantastic. Full of density and texture, and the coat direction was lovely. Real pleasure to handle. I enjoyed watching the Lonkara being presented to the judges. These are some of the most unusual breeds of Cavy we see, almost like a mat of hair with dreadlocks lifting up, but fantastic quality. The specialist breed clubs also have their stands here at the show, where you can join up and become a member, and you can see all the lovely rosettes and lots of information available on all the breeds. This was the Rex Cavy Club, and you can see all of their lovely trophies, as this is one of their biggest shows of the year, where you can win all these lovely things. I find the specialist clubs are very important to the Cavy fancy, as they help progress the breed throughout the whole hobby. Without them, there's no guidance, there's no camaraderie. It's a great place to find out where the members are, and I think the breed clubs are essentially the backbone of the fancy. I must have seen this Tort and White show board maybe 100 times in my life, and it never ceases to amaze me. I always look at them and look how clean the patches are, and seeing all the lovely prizes. This South Cave Club really had the best stand of the day. They had live exhibits on there to show people all of the developing breeds, such as these devils, but they also had a lovely display board of all past fanciers and all of their lovely rosettes, including this giant rosette, which I thought was phenomenal. Imagine winning that one. But I just think the whole presentation looked very nice. There's lots of information, and you can see very clearly what was on offer to win. And they really do go over the top with the rosettes. With so many amazing cavies on display, I really do enjoy watching them being judged, and then to find out which have risen to the surface as the cream of the crop, the ones that are really going to win the day and make their owners extremely proud. And I find showing a great way to measure your progress within your own breed. It's something that I do quite a lot. As you know, I breed the Goldens, and I was really taken aback by these two. The quality and the fitness and the preparation was phenomenal, and that deep, rich colour and broad Roman nose. Welcome my shed anytime. Comparing breed to breed is one thing, but comparing the different colours, that's a skill in itself, and something a judge has to acquire over time, and their opinion is the final thing that matters. As you can see here, Mark Ruby's done a very special thing. He's put all the colours of self out on the table all in one go. And there are some phenomenal examples here. It's quite a rare occasion to have all the breeds represented in one show. So why not take this opportunity to really examine them and show them off, make a display, something that people will remember. And I think this was a great thing that Mark did. I think this was the winning under 5 self from Sue Francis that she put up. I think it belonged to Liam Martin. This is Sarah Chambers' new venture, Art by Sarah. She's taken up drawing pets, and I think you'll agree she's ever so talented. I have to say I was really taken aback by them and the quality, and I love it when someone's got a surprise skill that you didn't really know about them. So here's the details of Sarah's business, Art by Sarah. Get in touch and have a portrait done. Really taken aback when Sarah presented me with this picture that looks just like our dog Indy for free. Such a lovely lady and a really good friend. It's nice to see Mark on the other side of the judging table, which is lovely. Normally he's exhibiting and doing very well at the rec shows, but today someone else is going to get a chance to win. And my longtime friend Pete Wardman, known for his Himalayans, is now judging teddies, which is strange because I'm showing teddies, so he's actually going to judge my pigs. And then we have another Southwest judge, Luke Holmes, a good friend of mine and a very good judge. Never mind showing under him at all. As the last few judges make their placements in their stock shows and in their sections, the show will start to wind up, and we will then go into the best in show sections for each show. So as I mentioned, 3 best in shows, and this is the adult stock show. Best in show was Marave Stud, followed by David and Melanie Alton. Lots of lovely cavies on display, and to win this award is a huge accolade. I mean, just to have your cavie up on these boards for the Best in Show lineup is a huge achievement when you consider just how many cavies there are present at the show. And Mark seems very pleased with the selections he's made today. On to the intermediate stock show. These are the cavies between 5 and 8 months old. And the winner here was the Peruvian from David and Melanie Alton, followed by Heelan Davis. Again, some lovely cavies on display. And I have to say, I really think they are well deserved to be up there. The young stock show was won by Heelan Davis. A very popular win and a well-deserved one, as they put so much pride and effort into their cavies. It was nice to see such a variety of breeds represented in this Best in Show lineup. I think you'll agree they were all lovely cavies. And this is the final Best in Show of the day. I hope you enjoyed this insight into the National Cavy Club Combined Stock Show. Hopefully I'll see you at the next one. Until next time, I'm Guinea Greg. Goodbye.